a 28-year-old working mom. Every day I'm juggling my job and raising my daughter Paula, who just turned 3. She's absolutely adorable. My precious little treasure. She looks just like me, and everywhere we go, people tell me how cute she is. Lately, I've been thinking she's getting really smart, too. Paula, what are you up to?
I'm playing a game on your phone, Mommy.
Oh yeah? You installed the app all by yourself? That's amazing.
Yeah, I kind of wanted a stylus, though.
A stylus?
Yeah, a touch pen. But it works with fingers too, so it's fine. Still, I really want my own phone. I want to text you, Mommy.
Paula, sweetie, you're only 3.
So, what does age have to do with it?
Well, I mean...
You think it's too early just because I'm 3, don't you? But it's not early at all. I can already write, you know.
Yes, Paula can already read and write. When I read picture books to her, she picked it up on her own and quickly learned all her hiragana. She's always loved books, even as a baby. Now she can read quite a few kanji, too. She also seems to have a knack for numbers. Honestly, texting would be a breeze for her at this point. I used to think it was way too early for a phone, but that was based on what people say is normal or average. Now I'm starting to think maybe it would be okay for Paula to have her own phone. She's such a smart little girl, and I really believe she's growing up beautifully. But not everyone around us seems to agree. Like my mother-in-law, Mary, who lives alone at our in-laws' place, and my husband, Ryan. One day, my mother-in-law called me and said something like this. Hey, Paige, about Paula. I really think there's something off about her. Off? What do you mean? She's so short, isn't she? I mean, even compared to other kids her age, she's really tiny, right? Well, yes, but I'm not particularly worried about... But you know, when Ryan was little, everyone said he was big for his age. As I've said many times, every child grows at their own pace. At her checkups, they did say she was on the smaller side, but there's nothing wrong with her. Still, do you think maybe Paula's just taking after you? You're pretty short yourself, aren't you? Well, that might be the case, but... And Ryan started talking really early, and he was out of diapers in no time, using the toilet all by himself. Paula actually started talking early too, and she's doing fine with her toilet training, so... If she keeps turning out like you, I really wonder how she'll end up. Paula seems so quiet around me. She hardly talks at all. It makes me worry she's developmentally behind or something. Or maybe it's your parenting that's the problem? Well, thank you for your concern, but there's nothing to worry about. I'm really busy right now, so I'll have to go. Ugh, so annoying. This isn't the first time she's said stuff like that to me. What am I supposed to do when she keeps comparing Paula to how Ryan was as a kid? For the record, Paula is growing up just fine, thank you very much. Every time my mother-in-law says something like that, I vent to Ryan about it, but all he ever says is...
Well, Mom does have a point.
What?
She's just worried about Paula, that's all. Just nod and go along with it.
But when she says stuff like that all the time, it really gets to me. Doesn't it bother you at all? She's constantly criticizing Paula.
I mean, I'm not really bothered by it or anything.
Seriously? Your mom is basically accusing Paula of being developmentally behind. She keeps comparing her to how you were as a kid, like Paula's somehow less than. Don't you think that's pretty harsh?
Well, the thing is, I kinda see where she's coming from.
What are you talking about?
She said Paula doesn't really talk much, right? And honestly, Paula barely talks to me either. I've been wondering for a while now if she might actually be developing a bit slowly.
Wait, no way. That's not true at all.
Then how come she never talks to me?
The truth is, Paula talks to me all the time. She's cheerful and chatty when we're alone, but around Ryan and his mom, she suddenly goes quiet. Really quiet. But you know what? There's a reason for that. Ryan's mom is always nitpicking, constantly criticizing and finding fault in everything. On the other hand, Ryan, well, his tone can come off really harsh to a little kid like Paula. Plus, he tends to talk down to her, like she doesn't understand anything just because she's a child. Well, the truth is, Paula doesn't talk to them because she doesn't feel comfortable with them. That's it. She's not behind, she just doesn't like being around them. I've tried talking to both of them about this so many times, but they just won't listen. They refuse to change their attitude at all, and then they go and assume that Paula isn't talking because she's developmentally behind. It's ridiculous. Children are far more perceptive than adults give them credit for. Just like us, they don't want to talk to people they don't feel comfortable with. That's completely natural. But Ryan still says stuff like,
Man, how did our kid end up like this? I know it's not my fault, so it's probably your side of the genes or something.
Excuse me? There is nothing wrong with Paula or with me. Don't you dare blame her just because she doesn't warm up to you. Seriously? How can he talk like that about his own daughter? Ryan keeps saying he's too busy with work, so he's basically dumped all the parenting on me. Now he's trying to pin Paula's so-called slow development on me. He's no better than his mother. But Paula is growing up beautifully, smart, healthy, and honestly, even more mature than you'd expect for her age. Still, between a father who won't lift a finger to help with raising her, and a grandmother who's only interested in pointing out her flaws while completely ignoring her strengths, it's just beyond frustrating. But you know what? I realized getting upset on their level wouldn't help Paula at all. Kids pick up on that kind of energy, so I decided to just tune it out, to let it go. Then, a few months later, it was one of those rare days when both Ryan and I had the day off and were home. Out of nowhere, Ryan suddenly says,
Hey, just got a text from Mom. She's coming over.
Wait, what?
She said she's bored, wants to come check on Paula's growth.
Wait, what? When is she coming? In fact, the laundry wasn't even done yet, and I hadn't cleaned up breakfast.
She says she'll be here in 2 minutes.
Are you serious right now? Ugh, of course. She's just going to show up unannounced, nitpick everything Paula does, and criticize me like always. I rushed into the kitchen to start doing the dishes, and before I could even finish, the doorbell rang.
Hey, Mom, you made it.
Oh, I'm so tired. I rushed over, now my throat's dry.
Good morning, Grandma.
Oh, good morning, Paula. Can you bring me some cider?
Cider?
Goodness, does she not even know what cider is? Ryan, is Paula really developing properly?
Well, she's about the same, I guess.
Honestly, I couldn't take it anymore, listening to this clueless pair of nitpickers, so I finally had to speak up. Hey, Mother, if you're going to come over, at least give me a heads up. I still have chores to finish, and there's a lot I need to do with Paula. Plus, mornings are always busy for us. And what's the big deal? What do you mean, what's the big deal? Well, it's my son's house, so I can come whenever I want, right? And Paige, stop acting like you're the only one busy. Housework. Anyone can do that. Plus, Paula's only 3. Oh, you're still changing diapers or something? Oh, do you really think you're doing such a great job parenting just because of that? Well, that's not what I meant.
Yeah, Paige, don't get so full of yourself just because you're doing a little bit of parenting.
Ugh, they don't do anything, and yet they have the nerve to talk like that. I was so angry, but I knew it wouldn't do any good to argue with them. They're never going to get it. So I just kept quiet, went into the kitchen, and started washing the dishes. Then, of course, they started saying this. Oh, Paula, well, now that I'm here, she's gone and started reading some thick book. Does she really think she understands it? Honestly, it's nothing like when Ryan was 3. He was full of energy back then. I swear there's got to be something wrong with her. Is she really even my son's child?
Yeah, it's pretty clear she's not growing right. Must be from your side of the family, huh?
My side of the family? Wait, did you just say that about my family?
Yep, exactly. I mean, have you noticed? She's always so quiet around me and Mom. A kid that doesn't talk at all, that's not normal. The reason her growth is delayed is probably because of your family genes. It definitely can't be from my side.
At that moment, it hit me. I realized that I couldn't do this anymore. I couldn't stay with them, especially not for Paula's sake. I was ready to cut ties with Ryan and his family. Divorce seemed like the only way out. Just as I was firming up my decision, Paula came over to me.
Hey, Mommy.
Yes, sweetie? What's wrong?
No matter what you say, I can't stay here anymore. It's pointless. It's boring.
Huh? Paula, what are you talking about?
Ryan, don't you know?
What? What do you mean?
Goeth's The Sorrows of Young Werther?
Goethe's Song of Yorkwell?
What the heck? She's got some wild ideas, that one. So, Paula, what do you want to do now?
Let me say one more thing. It might seem silly, but your thinking is absolutely right.
What are you two talking about? Oh, don't you know, Mother? The Plague by Camus. Paper comics? Ugh, these people. The moment Paula starts pulling out some literature references, they're completely stumped. Looks like Paula's been sneaking into my bookshelf when I wasn't looking. Guess she really is my daughter after all. Just like me, with a love for literature. Paula, you totally get how I feel, don't you? You're okay with that, right?
Go ahead, fight for it.
Oh wow, even Hemingway? Oh, you've been reading him too?
What? What the heck?
The Old Man and the Sea by Hemingway.
Humming the Old Man and Charcoal?
Coming the Beast in the Monsoon? Oh my God, this is too much. Let me be blunt with you. I am done. I can't keep going with you two or your mother.
Huh? Are you saying you want a divorce?
Yes, I've been talking to Paula about it. Wait, hold on. What do you think you're doing? What do you mean? How dare you want a divorce when you've never even properly raised Paula? You think I'm just going to let you go like that? Think again. Mother, you said that Paula's not talking because her development is slow, right? Well, yeah. Isn't that the truth?
Hey, Grandma, could you stop spouting nonsense? My development is not slow. If you think I'm behind, then you really need to stop joking. What you're saying is so ridiculous that it's not even triggering any adrenaline in my brain.
At that, Paula suddenly started speaking in such a sharp tone. Both my mother-in-law and Ryan were left completely stunned.
Hey, Daddy?
Huh?
You always talk about Mommy's family this and that, but your side of the family is basically a bunch of freeloaders, right?
What?
Huh?
I know everything. Grandpa was a playboy and unemployed, and Grandma was addicted to gambling when she was young, so she didn't live a proper life, right? And you've quit jobs over and over again, and we wouldn't even survive without Mommy's income.
What the heck are you saying, Paula?
Hey, Daddy, if you've got something to say that's gonna hurt, could you at least respond with something clever and intellectual instead of whining?
What does that even mean, Paula?
You wouldn't get it at your level, would you?
What?
Well, Paula and I have already figured things out, so now you can just say whatever you want. We don't really care anymore. Then Paula, still smiling, turned her gaze toward her grandmother.
Did you put on enough cream? Did you make sure to put it on your ears too?
Huh? What are you talking about, Paula? Well, you see, the climax is approaching. It's like this. Two people walk into a Western restaurant, and then they quickly have to run out in a panic afterward.
Daddy, Grandma, since you both insulted me and Mommy so much, you'll have to face the consequences.
Huh? Wait, what? You and Mother have said all sorts of things to put us down and made all kinds of baseless accusations. You've damaged our reputation, haven't you?
Well, I didn't mean to. That wasn't my intention.
I'm just letting you know now. This house is in my name. Both of you need to leave right now. As for the divorce, please wait for the lawyer to contact you. I've kept detailed records of all the things you've said about us, and I'll make sure to claim everything I can. So be ready for that.
Wait a second!
Yeah, wait, we can talk about this, right? If you keep resisting, I'll call the police. As soon as I mentioned the police, both of them panicked and fled the house. Afterwards, with help from my family, I finalized the divorce, and Ryan agreed to pay alimony and child support in a lump sum. Things fell apart for him after we divorced, and he ended up deep in debt and moving back in with his parents. But guess what? His mom was also drowning in debt. That's right, I sued her too. In the end, they had to put the in-laws' house up for sale, but the proceeds didn't even cover the debt. Now they've moved to a rural area and are living in a shabby apartment, paying off their debts with part-time jobs every day. What goes around comes around, right? So I moved back in with my family, and they welcomed me with open arms. Everyone helped to take care of Paula, and I'm sure she's going to turn into an even more amazing kid. I'm so excited to see what she'll do next. A year later, something incredible happened. At 4 years old, Paula achieved a huge milestone.
Yay! I did it!
Paula, congratulations. Well, you're my grandchild, so of course you did.
To get into the prestigious private kindergarten attached to an A-ranked university, you really are our grandchild, huh? Maybe I'll buy some land on Mars to celebrate.
Does the kindergarten have a cleaning time? If it does, I better teach you how to wring out a rag.
Wow, Paula, that's amazing! If you make friends who like dinosaurs, introduce them to me!
Oh, I can feel it. It's coming back. Look, there's the helicopter. I'm home! I brought Paula's celebration cake from a specialty shop in Hong Kong where my math club friends hang out. The competition was 10 times tougher than usual. You did an amazing job, Paula.
Yeah, my intelligence definitely comes from the Panic family.
Oh, no one can compete with Paula, but of course, she's a little literature girl after all.
Well, to be honest, I didn't fully understand everything I quoted from Kinji Miyazawa back then.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was just memorizing the words I liked at the time.
Still, that's impressive. Congratulations, Paula. Paula successfully passed the entrance exam and got into a prestigious kindergarten. We threw a big family home party to celebrate. I'm so excited to watch her grow even more.
My name is Paul. I'm going to be turning 30 years old this year. Right now, I work at a big company that runs online shopping websites. Within that, the department that I'm in charge of is where we look after the packaging and the delivery of the products. And thankfully, the website has been increasing in sales and work has been continuously increasing. Well, in this day and age, online shopping has increased, and our company is also taking in the blessings of that. And recently, we didn't have enough hands anymore, and so actually we had 2 new employees join my department. They joined the company, but you could say that the 2 of them were complete opposites that were paired up together. One was 22-year-old Thomas, who had just become a working adult. He was going to be a full-time employee. He was tall and had a strong build as well. Apparently, he was on the judo team, and even when carrying heavy packages, he would easily lift them up. He really is a reliable guy. And then the other one was Mr. Michael, 40-year-old contract employee. He was a little frail, and he didn't seem to have much muscle. It seems like carrying heavy packages was difficult for him. The packages that Thomas would be able to easily lift up would take him a while, and he was clearly struggling while carrying it. It seems like physical work wasn't his strong suit, but he was detail-oriented and thorough with all of his work. And so, ever since these 2 joined the department, I was doing administrative work, and the 2 of them were in charge of the packaging. And so, of course, even though these 2 were completely different, there was going to be a lot of times for the 2 of them to be working together. Because Thomas was so quick with his job, he instantly became popular within the department. He was an athletic type to begin with, and he was young and a little bit handsome. And on top of that, he was friendly to everybody. On the other hand, Mr. Michael had few words to say, and it seems that he doesn't do well with a lot of people either. He does the bare minimum communication with me, but he doesn't talk much to the other employees. It seems like the others in the department didn't take much of a liking to him. On top of that, Mr. Michael was very serious and would do the packaging very carefully, but because of that, he was slow. On top of that, when it was heavy packages, it would take him a long time to carry it, so the pace of the work would become even worse. But he doesn't talk to the other employees or colleagues, he doesn't ask for any help. And so, unfortunately, all of the other people in the department started to create more distance from Mr. Michael. After all, the two of them work at completely different speeds, and it seemed that Thomas didn't like that very much. Just the other day, I coincidentally overheard Thomas bullying Mr. Michael a little bit. Even though the amount of work we do is totally different, the salary that a contract employee gets is way more than a full-time employee. I can't take this. I'm sorry. Because Thomas was still young and because he was able to do his job so actively, I could understand why he would want to complain a little bit. It seems like he was purposely finding times that I wasn't around to do so. But there were a lot of times that I would come across scenes like this. Even today, this conversation was happening when I got up from my seat to go buy a drink. I forgot my wallet, and when I went back to my desk to get it, that's when I overheard. Mr. Michael would only continue to apologize, and it seems like he doesn't fight back at all. Mr. Michael is more than 20 years older than Thomas, so maybe he's handling it like an adult? But he does seem a little weak. Well, in any workplace, there are all kinds of people, and everybody has things that they're good at and not so good at. So there was no way that in any place where multiple people would be gathered, that there wouldn't be some misunderstandings or fights. But I didn't know what to do about the two of them, and I was being troubled by it. And then, as the days went on, the situation only started to become worse. It was clear that Thomas was bullying Mr. Michael more and more. And not only that, but his attitude was escalating as well. Recently, just making eye contact with him, Thomas would curse under his breath, and he doesn't speak politely to him anymore either. Hurry up, you old man! Old man, speaking to him like that isn't good. I need to go and scold Thomas about this one. That's what I thought, but at that moment, no matter what Thomas said to him, Mr. Michael didn't respond, and he was continuing on with his work. But then, he caught his foot on something and tripped. I panicked and tried to rush over there, but then, looking down at Mr. Michael on the floor, Thomas said this. How sad! I definitely don't want to end up like this, a useless old man. You've completely failed in life. Hey, Thomas! When I called out his name, he jumped and pulled his shoulders back and turned around at me. He must not have thought that I was anywhere nearby. Whoa, Mr. Paul! Thomas, you said too much. Do you not know the difference between things that you can and cannot say? But then, it seems like that rubbed him the wrong way, and Thomas said this. But even though I'm doing way more numbers, this guy gets a higher salary than me? It's true that when it comes to carrying heavy packages, it might be difficult for Mr. Michael. Exactly! This guy doesn't even... But when it comes to Mr. Michael's packaging, it's well done and well received, and there are no mistakes. But But this guy, even though he's always so slow! That's right. When it comes to Thomas's packaging, he finishes quickly, but it is a little bit sloppy. This was pointed out to him, he got angry and raised his voice. Even if it's a little bit sloppy, as long as it's packaged, then it's fine. And plus, even though I'm faster, I also haven't made any major mistakes, have I? And that's true, it was exactly as he said. When it comes to the packaging, up until now, there were no complaints towards Thomas. And when it comes to the simple numbers that were finished, Mr. Michael had way less than Thomas. But even still, I thought that Mr. Michael had his own good points as well. Mr. Michael would package everything one by one so neatly, and I could feel his care towards the customers. Thomas was good at the physical work. Mr. Michael was good with the detailed work. These two, if only they would be able to cover for each other. I had crossed my arms and was running my mind when Thomas said, "Whatever, that's enough," and he disappeared somewhere. Mr. Paul, I'm sorry about this. Oh, that's fine. Please don't worry about it. More importantly, were you hurt after falling over? No, I was fine. Well, then I'm going to go back to work, so... Mr. Michael said that, and he started back doing his job. However, an incident was about to occur that would change their relationship massively. A few days after that, one day, we received a huge order from a certain major company. For a gift campaign, they were going to order 1,000 products from us, and the request was that we wrap each one up like a present and to be able to deliver it within 3 days to individual addresses that they gave us. This was going to be a job that would result in a huge profit for the company. And for our department, this was going to be a job that would give us a big responsibility. From the first day that we received this order, everything became crazy. All right, we received a huge order today, so everybody, we're gonna do our part and work hard together. When I said that, Thomas seemed concerned. What? I have to work with Mr. Michael? When I'm with this guy, it kind of lowers my motivation, though. Listen, Thomas, now is not the time to be making complaints like that. Anyway, we all need to work together as a department. Because everybody besides this guy can do their job quickly. But this guy and this guy alone, he can be slow and gets forgiven for it? That's unfair, isn't it? The other employees were probably thinking the same way because everybody was glaring at Mr. Michael with cold eyes. You shouldn't say it like that. Mr. Michael is also a member of our team. Mr. Paul? It's our department's job for us to all team up together and do this job together. A job can't be done alone. The only reason why you can do a good job is when we team up together. Mr. Paul, thank you very much. No, what do you mean help each other? Mr. Michael is just dragging us all down. But also, even though we have such a huge contract like this, when there's somebody this useless around, it's just going to lower everybody's motivation. Thomas was starting to say even more complaints like this, but it was at that moment one of the female employees in the administrative department stood up. "It's an emergency! The servers are down!" she yelled out. What? Wait, in a busy time like this? All of the other employees started panicking. All the administrative employees, of course, myself included, did everything we could to try to reboot it, but the system wouldn't listen at all. Hey, even though we have an order starting from today at 1,000 pieces in 3 days, from the very beginning we have trouble like this. What do we do? Everybody was pale, But of course they were, even though the amount of work was so much that even if everybody worked really hard together, it may not be enough. From the very beginning, the servers were down, even though we don't have time for this. Everybody in the department was shocked, but then... What's the matter, Mr. Michael? Well, if you could just... If I could... Hey, the old man who can't do anything should stay quiet, because everybody's busy, you know. Thomas, I'm the one that's having a conversation with Mr. Michael right now. If you want to talk, then do it after me. Damn it! So, Mr. Michael, what's the matter? Mr. Paul, I don't know if I'll be able to be of any help, but if you wouldn't mind, I could take a look at the computer. Mr. Michael said that to me like he was really sorry, but it seems that Thomas didn't even like that. Huh? What the hell are you saying, old man? Thomas, be quiet. Yeah. Mr. Michael, are you familiar with computers? Yes, well, it's only a little bit, but... Well then, please, go ahead. I gave Mr. Michael the seat in front of the computer. Well then, pardon me. But then, Mr. Michael started tapping away with the keyboard at an unbelievable speed. Even Thomas was stunned by this. When Mr. Michael started messing around on the computer, it was almost as if the computer could listen, and it was doing everything that Mr. Michael told it to do. Oh, I see. It's this setting. Oh, so that's how this was. Well, then this would be better, And then, within a matter of minutes, the system had returned to normal. No, it had been improved to be even more easy to use than before. Mr. Michael, this is amazing! I didn't know you had skills like this. No, how embarrassing. It was just a coincidence. But then, this was when Thomas raised his voice. What the hell? If you could be useful, you should have been useful from the beginning! You're such an annoying guy! I put my hand on Thomas's shoulder and I said this. Hey! This is where you tell him that he was amazing! I'm not! But I don't think that! I don't think that at all! Just be honest, and plus... Sorry about everything, that too! When I said that to him, Thomas looked down and he clenched his fist, but then... No, thank you, and sorry. It should be me, Mr. Paul. Huh? Thomas? Thank you, for, Shut up! Huh? What's going on here? And also, always, I'm sorry. Shut up! I don't care! What are you saying? I don't care about anything! Mr. Michael, what are you talking about? Why are you thanking and apologizing to Thomas? Thomas had turned bright red and he was looking down in embarrassment. And after looking at Thomas like that, Mr. Michael said this. In the shadows, Thomas was always supporting me. What? I didn't do anything like that anyway. I didn't have much stamina, and it takes me a long time to carry heavy packages. But Thomas, he knew that, and he was always going out of his way to carry all of the heavy packages. And he would make it so that only the lighter packages would be left for me. He would carry the heavy ones himself, and he would separate the lighter ones for me to carry. I didn't know that Thomas, he was doing that? I know it sounds silly for me to say, but he's a little clumsy with his words. Shut up! And then he was too embarrassed for everybody to see him helping me. He wasn't really able to say that he was helping me, so he was pretending not to care, and he was doing that for me. Mr. Michael smiled and seemed genuinely happy. What the hell? So you knew? Damn it! Even at this point, he wasn't able to be honest. I started to find Thomas to be a little cute, but there was actually more to this story. But you know, the old man, even Mr. Michael, you stayed quiet to me and you were going out of your way too. What? What do you mean? Oh, I didn't know that you noticed. Huh? This old man, Mr. Michael, because my packaging was sloppy, whenever it was so sloppy that it was going to be a problem, he kept it a secret from me and he was repackaging them. What? Is that true, Mr. Michael? Yes, I thought that nobody caught on to it, but... because I'm sloppy, and said, the old man would fix it nicely, and he would submit it without saying anything. And that's why, there weren't any complaints from customers. But also, why are you doing unnecessary things? Sheesh! Why would you do that without telling me? You too, Thomas. Right. Looks like Mr. Michael got one on you there. Thomas looked embarrassed yet again. And that's why I gave him a little push from behind, like this. Hey, Mr. Michael already said thank you and sorry to you earlier, Thomas. But you haven't yet, Thomas. Are you okay with that? Oh, Mr. Paul, it's okay. There's no need to say anything like that to someone like me that can't do their job. Thank you very much. I'm very sorry for everything. Huh? So you can do it if you try. What? Yeah, I look forward to... I'm gonna say that one first. I look forward to continuing working with you, Mr. Michael. Yeah, I look forward to it too. Well then, I'm gonna get back into work. Maybe Thomas was embarrassed, but he went off to the workroom in a huge dash. But then... Mr. Paul, thank you very much. He's a good person, that young guy. As he said that, Mr. Michael also seemed happy as he headed towards the workroom. And from there, during the 3 days, the two of them were a team, and through their cooperative rhythm, the work was finished even faster than we expected. How do I say this? Their ages and specialties were completely different, but they were like partners. Between the things that they're good at and the way they cover for the things that the other isn't good at, they were the ideal partners. Maybe today I'll try inviting the two of them who are working so hard to get dinner after work. Well then, I'm gonna work hard today too.
I'm Paige, a 32-year-old company employee. I'm in my 3rd year of marriage with my husband, Kevin, who's been my partner since college. We don't have any children yet. To tell you the truth, I wanted children as soon as we got married. But I found out after we got married that Kevin had been lying about how much she was making and inflating his salary by a lot.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to lie, but I just didn't want you to know that I had a lower income than you.
What? Is this what they call a man's pride? Even though it's a pathetic pride. But I could also understand why he wouldn't want to act big like that. But since Kevin seriously apologized to me, I also gave him a really big earful about it. I decided to let Kevin's lie slide at the time. But thanks to that, The reality that our planning for the future was completely turned around. If we were to have kids, I would go into maternity leave, and my salary would also decrease. And there's also a chance that I wouldn't be able to continue working at all. And that's why we decided to wait a little bit longer to have kids. And during that time, I was going to work extremely hard and save as much as I could. That's what I'm thinking. But in our 3rd year of marriage, a certain change occurred to us. And that was that suddenly my father-in-law passed away. My father-in-law was the CEO of a life insurance agency. And yet he suddenly collapsed and passed away. Because my father-in-law is such a kind person, I was overwhelmed with sadness. But since my father-in-law passed away so suddenly, there was something that needed to be considered. Yeah, that's right. That was my father-in-law's life insurance agency that he owed. There was a lot of customers that he had contracts there, and there were also a lot of saleswomen that were working at the office. And it wasn't like we could just let them all go so suddenly. But then out of nowhere, Kevin suddenly said this.
Ah, right. I'm going to inherit my father's agency.
What?
Because somebody has to do it, right? In that case, as the eldest son, it's a given that I should take after it.
What about your company now? Are you gonna quit?
Yeah, that's a given, isn't it?
What do you mean that's a given? It seems like my husband didn't see any problem whatsoever with quitting his current company. That being said, if he was to protect the agency that my father-in-law left behind, well, I guess there's nothing else that can be done about that. Yeah, alright, I'm gonna support how you feel. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with, okay? I also made a suggestion to Kevin that I could quit my job and help him with running the life insurance business. However, Kevin rejected that suggestion.
No, you should just keep working hard at your current job, Paige. My dad was also doing it alone, so I'll be a fine alone too.
Oh, what a reliable husband he is. I changed the way I looked at my husband. And so my husband was about to start a new job and was gonna do his best. So I renewed my feelings that I have to support him as best I can. 2 years later. It's been 2 years since then. When I think about it now, I have to say that maybe our decision back then wasn't exactly correct. When my husband started the life insurance business, even though there were close to no changes with the current customers, they weren't able to get any new contracts. It seems like the sales activity towards new customers wasn't so active, and little by little, the customers that they did have were changing over to different companies. It seemed like there were crickets starting to sound in the office.
Ugh, let go of another contract?
Whenever I'm relaxing at home, it became the daily routine to always be listening to Kevin's complaints. I see, it must be hard running a life insurance business. The life insurance industry and how to run that business was a world I knew nothing about. That's why the only thing I could do is listen to Kevin's complaints. But if that was going to help Kevin release some stress, then I was planning on listening to his complaints as much as he needed.
It's that thing, you know. There have been a lot of life insurance companies that are selling policies online, so all of the customers are going in that direction.
Recently, there are a lot of life insurance policies that can be contracted online. And it seems like the life insurance business that Kevin was running was also being swallowed that way.
And plus, the staff that are working there, they're so useless. So useless! They even started fighting amongst each other for customers. And if they answer the phone for a customer that they're not in charge of, the way they handle it is so bad. And then the atmosphere of the office gets bad, and then they end up losing the contracts.
As for the saleswomen, the number of contracts they can get directly influences their income, so I can imagine it was hard. But if they were going to lose contracts over that, then nothing was going to come of it. That sounds hard. When I said that to try to sympathize with Kevin, he glared at me.
Oh, Paige, must be nice for you to be able to live such an easy life as just an employee.
What?
Because it's true, right? Whether you're good at your job or not, you get to get the same salary. You don't know a single thing about the struggles of a business owner. Who do you think you are saying it sounds hard?
Hey, you don't need to say it like that. I thought about complaining to him, but I left it at those words and I swallowed the rest. Kevin also had a lot of stress from work built up, and he couldn't help take it out on me. Even if the way he says things are a little twisted, I need to hold it in for his sake. However, without paying attention to his wife's thoughtfulness, even after that, Kevin started to become even more aggressive within the house.
Hey, what the hell's this dinner? There's no meat inside of the stir-fried vegetables.
One day at dinner, Kevin looked at the plate of vegetables and started yelling at me. What? There's meat in here. See here and here?
Is that all there is? It's mostly vegetables. Your husband is tired after coming home from work, and you're telling me to tolerate such a sad amount of meat?
What? Because I didn't know what to say. Vegetables are good for your health, and I wanted Kevin to eat as many vegetables as possible. But there was one more thing. To be honest, our family finances were in quite the pinch. The business at the life insurance agency that Kevin was running was only getting worse and worse, and of course that meant his income was drastically decreased. Even though we could survive off my salary, when I think about the future, I also want to be able to save up, and I want to be able to cut costs however I could. And in that case, of course, the volume of dinner was going to go down. I need to keep the amount of meat to a minimum, otherwise every month our food expenses were going to be too high.
Figuring out a way around that is a wife's job, isn't it? Every now and then, you should let me eat some premium beef.
Premium beef. I'm the one that wants to eat that, but right now we can't have luxuries like that, and Kevin should know that as well, but he was blaming the fact that our meals were lacking on me, and it started to make me feel bad. But I can't let this keep going. So I decided to do something about it. And then, 6 months later, I declared this to Kevin. 6 months later. Kevin, I'm gonna quit my job at the end of the month.
What?
My husband was shocked at my sudden declaration.
What are you going to do if you quit? In this situation, you're trying to become unemployed?
Nope, I'm gonna quit my job and join your life insurance agency. I already passed the exam to get my life insurance certification, and I also registered to work in sales at your agency.
What?
That's right. I decided to also join Kevin's life insurance agency, and in my heart I decided I was going to work hard alongside him. Over the last 6 months while working at the agency, I was training hard to learn about life insurance, and I took the exam for the certification. I was super busy. Even though Kevin should have seen me working extremely hard over the last 6 months of studying, I wonder if he thought I was studying all the time. But leaving that aside for now, I turned back around to face Kevin. Listen, even if we keep going like this, we're just going to be really poor. In that case, I'm going to take the chance and the two of us are going to work together to get over this pinch.
Because if we lose your salary page...
It's fine. For this, I've been saving up a lot. The reason why I was cutting costs with the meat to serve for dinner was in order to be prepared for when the time would come. And that's right now. Right now was the time. In order to protect Kevin's life insurance agency and also to protect the peace of our household, this is where I needed to take a leap of faith. I was gonna work really hard as I can. Kevin, let's work hard together and get past this hard time.
Yeah.
Kevin still seemed uneasy, but I was burning. Whether it goes well or not, well, this was a big gamble for us as husband and wife. But there was no way I was gonna let my father-in-law's business that he left behind go down like this. And plus, we got married to each other because we loved each other. I didn't want our relationship to be cracked over something like this. I bit down on my huge love towards Kevin, and I made my decision. Even inside of my heart, I clenched my fists. And then 3 months later, I joined Kevin's life insurance agency, and while going out to do sales myself, I started helping out at the agency. However, when I joined the agency, it became clear to me how messy the business was, and well, I was shocked. For a company that was losing its sales, it was common that in general there was a dark air around the room and the staff had no energy. Even when the customers called, they ended up picking up with a voice that had no motivation whatsoever. So it's a given that the sales would be so terrible, because who would want to leave their important life insurance with an agency that had such little motivation? But now the problem points were clear. All you have to do is start clearing those things up. Because this was for my beloved Kevin. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to turn this agency around and show him. From there, I started a huge change. First was to re-educate the saleswomen in the agency. When it comes to life insurance, the sales are directly infected by the number of contracts, and because they were always competing for customers, that made the relationships between them even worse. That was where I decided to have the staff team up, and if you were to help with someone else's contract, then I made it a system that they would also be rewarded for it. Of course, since I just joined the agency, I was suddenly trying to change everything. I knew that the women were going to easily accept it. That's why I had multiple meetings with the women over and over again, and I listened to all their concerns and repeatedly tried to convince them. But that paid off because little by little, I could see the sparkle come back to the women's eyes. They started becoming more proactive about getting new customers, and they also started going out to greet their existing customers and treat them well. Also, in order to let them enjoy working, I also knew I needed to tidy up the environment of the workplace. So every day I went up to the office 2 hours before the agency opened, and I would clean the toilets and wipe down the desks. And I placed flowers around the office too. By the time the office was closed, I would organize the paperwork and shred what was needed. From morning until night, I was working myself into the ground. But then what changed most after that was exactly the number of contracts. When my friends and acquaintances found out that I started working in sales for life insurance, if it's a life insurance that you suggest, Miss Page, I can be confident in it, and they signed contracts with our agency. Even though I don't remember pushing it onto anybody, I even had an acquaintance that introduced me to the CEO of her company in order to be able to sign a contract for all the employees. This is what it means for the kindness of people to be felt so deep. Everybody, thank you! Thanks to that, the sales of the insurance agency completely turned around. We started earning more and more money for the life insurance agency. However, the person that didn't find that so interesting was Kevin. But of course, that would be the case. From Kevin's perspective, when he was doing it himself, the sales were terrible, but when his wife joined, suddenly everything turned around for the better. It was almost as if his uselessness was proven, but Kevin also needed to take responsibility for that. I saw up close how Kevin was working, and I understood it well. If I were to put it into one word, it would be sloppy. He doesn't contact the customers frequently, and whenever there was trouble from a customer and they contacted us to collect their insurance, he wouldn't become kind, he would get annoyed. So it was a given that the customer would get angry. Even when he's at the office, he doesn't answer the phone. He would take any free moment to start playing games on his phone. You could even say the reason why the business was failing so badly, at the root of it was Kevin. And in that situation, I worked so hard in order to change that, but because his pride was stomped on, Kevin started lashing out at me even more harshly.
Hey, what the hell are you doing? You made a mistake on the paperwork.
What? The moment I came back from greeting a customer, Kevin was waiting for me in the office, and as soon as he saw me, he started yelling at me.
Look, the agency seal hasn't been stamped. It's amazing you can act so proudly when you make such a simple mistake on paperwork.
What? Oh, the other day I got a notice from the insurance agency, and they said that we no longer need to stamp that paperwork.
What? Huh? Well, if that was the case, then you should have reported it to me. Seriously, what am I supposed to do with you?
The notice has been posted on the board in the office, and I also spoke about it in the meeting, so everybody in the sales department knows this, so I assume that you would know it too.
Shut up, shut up, shut up! Hey, just because you increased the sales a little bit, you're getting carried away. If you're a woman, then stay quiet and listen to the man.
To my shock, Kevin didn't apologize for his own mistake of not confirming it. Instead, he started getting angry towards me. Hey, that's awful. Do you have any idea how hard I've worked and...
It seems like you have a misunderstanding that you're better than me. But come on, I'm the one who's hiring you. As a woman, you need to stop putting your hands on the work. Why don't you go do the chores?
What was this about? Was he trying to say that a woman should be at home doing the chores and that she should gratefully accept her husband's earnings? And that wasn't only towards me. He was also speaking this way towards the other women who were working so hard in sales for this agency. I was overwhelmed with anger. Listen, are you saying that knowing exactly what it means to say that with your own mouth?
Huh? Sheesh. You're so annoying every single time. You should just quit this agency already.
Are you telling me that you're kicking me out? You're gonna kick out the staff and the customers like that?
We can keep going, whether you're here or not anyway. And a woman is always a woman. No matter how hard you work, you can't win against a man. That's it.
Perhaps he felt refreshed saying what he wanted to say, because Kevin disappeared from the scene. I can't forgive this. Even though I got this completely failing company back on its feet by working so hard. If I hadn't come to help, the insurance agency that Kevin was running would have collapsed 6 months ago. And not only that, saying things that undermine hardworking women, I couldn't forgive it anymore. I was helping as much as I could because of my love towards Kevin, but I had run out of love and sympathy for Kevin, who was saying whatever he wanted to. I wanted to get away from this agency and get away from Kevin as soon as possible. But I was finally able to get along with the staff, and I had all these customers who signed contracts with us. I couldn't just throw them all away. Well then, what should I do? I thought, and in the end I decided to start taking a certain action. 1 month later, 1 month from then, I was in the office and I turned towards Kevin and said this. Kevin, I've decided to quit this agency.
What?
Kevin was shocked at my words. Just the other day, even though he verbally abused me like that, he must have imagined how much he was going to suffer if I actually quit. Kevin started panicking and was bowing down to me.
No, wait, Paige. I'm gonna apologize for what I said the other day, so come on, fix your mood. I'll buy you your favorite pudding in return.
However, I looked back at Kevin with cold eyes. You can't take back words you've already said. What you said the other day, I understood exactly what you think of me. I've already passed the stage where my heart is going to be moved over just some pudding.
No, but that's...
Anyway, I'm going to be quitting this agency, and that's already decided, because you're the one that ordered to do it myself.
No, wait, that's irresponsible. There are a lot of contracts that you got, aren't there? Are you just gonna throw those customers away?
As if I would do that, and I had a big grin on my face. I decided to start my own life insurance agency, and I've already spoken to the other life insurance companies to partner with.
What?
Because life insurance companies look very closely at how their agencies are moving. And then an agency that was such a mess until recently, and they were going to cut their contract with, suddenly turned everything around. And just the other day I received a phone call asking what happened. And as usual, you didn't answer the phone, so I took the opportunity to talk to them. And when I told them that I was planning on leaving this agency, they were kind enough to say that I should try starting my own. They said they were going to support me, so I also explained to the customers that I had, and everybody already told me they're going to switch over their contracts to my agency. They said that they would rather me look after them than you, who doesn't do any work.
No, wait.
Kevin could see the future, that a lot of customers were going to disappear along with me, and he was panicking. And that's not all.
What?
From behind me, all the women on the staff came forward. I'm going to be quitting this company. I plan on transferring to Mrs. Page's agency. Me too. I can't continue with this agency if Miss Page isn't going to be here. I'm also going to quit because I want to work together with Miss Page.
What?
Because, Mr. Kevin, whenever we say something, you say women are women and you've always looked down on working women. That's right. And yet in return, even though you don't do any work yourself. I'm tired of being in such an unreasonable place. Miss Page said she was looking for staff, so we all decided we're gonna follow her, because I'm gonna be able to shine way more working with her than working here.
But wait, please! With Paige and the customers gone, and even the staff all quit, what's gonna happen to me?
Who knows what's gonna happen to you? Maybe the company will collapse. Well, but even then, it's something that's none of my business anymore. When I said that like I was singing, Kevin's face was shocked.
What's that supposed to mean? Don't tell me!
It seems like Kevin has a pretty good sense, because then he pulled out a piece of paper and handed it to him. Here, this. I was planning on giving this to you at home tonight, but this is the perfect opportunity, so I'll hand it to you now. You can sign it and turn it in. That's right, of course, divorce papers. You wouldn't even acknowledge your wife's help. You would just lash out at me and verbally abuse me, and you can't even do any work yourself. I don't want a husband like that at all. A woman should stay home and do the chores. You should say nonsense like that after you've earned some proper money first. That's right, that's right. Exactly. Nobody needs a man that's only a mouth.
Ah!
After the women and I said that to him, Kevin finally started crying. What? What did we do after Kevin started crying? Well, of course, we ignored him and hurried out and walked out of the office. Because we need to hurry up and start working on setting up the new agency. After that, the life insurance agency that Kevin was running collapsed in an instant. That being said, when the business collapsed, the customers that were existing had already switched over their contracts to other agencies, including mine, and there was no trouble caused to any of the customers, which was a relief. Kevin didn't have the funds to close down the company, so he ended up going into debt. Right now, I've heard he's having to work part-time jobs day and night while being chased around by debt collectors. Oh, but of course I already had completed my divorce from Kevin, so I'm not going to have to bear any of his debt. Nothing to worry about. I'm working really well alongside my staff at the new agency that I started. If you've any questions about insurance, please go ahead and ask me. For the sake of your future, I will make thoughtful suggestions from my heart. Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more!